Cheers, everybody. So today I'm going to be talking about Hasbro. You know what Hasbro is a company, what they need to do, and some ideas I had for them. Shout out to basketball cards for really, and sports cards in general, for really having a lot of ideas like the serialized cards and autographs and a lot of things that I think definitely it's shown success for them from a collectability aspect. They're collectors in Magic. It's going to show success in the Magic realm. So, what does Hasbro need to do? Well, full disclosure, I do own stock in Hasbro. What's the best time to buy? Well, the best time to buy was, a few months ago when Hasbro stock was at an all-time low. I think now is a stable and reasonable time. But this is not investment advice. I'm just talking about a good time to buy for me, right? And I'm just going to disclose that because, these my talks and my ramblings about Hasbro, it's nothing to be, it has no affiliation with my previous FINRA licenses, my mortgage licenses, so I'm just going to disclose it anyway, right? So I think the first thing Hasbro really needs to I think they already know this, but re-emphasize it, is that card games in their sector has a finite number of players, and there's a finite amount of money that can be gathered and extracted from the population in that sector. And it's okay for their company to lose money in a slow market. Losing money is not always a bad thing. Contractions are not always a bad thing, and slow markets are not always a bad thing. When everyone loses money, when the S&P 500 takes a dip, if you're also taking a dip, that's perfectly fine. And if you're matching the dip of the S&P 500, there's nothing to be ashamed about, right? And I think one of the issues is that when the stock market dips, companies try and print more and extract more money and be like, oh, I can outperform the stock market, and I can outperform the economy, and I can get more money, but it just ends up shooting them in the foot like every single time. So when the S&P falls, right, that means the stock of company has fallen, the production has fallen, the revenue has fallen, or the dollar is just more powerful, right? Then companies start laying off people, right? Because if they're losing money, then they need to save money. What's one way of doing it? Layoffs, right? So there will temporarily be less buyers if people have less, if less people have jobs. And it's okay in those times to lower print runs, because what's going to happen is that when Hasbro lowers the print runs during these market downturns, it retains the collectability, because the alternative is that you increase the print runs or you keep the print runs the same, and the price and the supply goes too high and the prices of things fall and collectability goes out the window. When you adjust accordingly to the market and what your pre-sale numbers are showing you, you retain the collectability because the supply doesn't get out of hand. And what that does is yes, you're losing money, but you're also creating opportunities, because your competition might not have the same data that you have, right? Hasbro is, billion-dollar company, and these competitors might not have the access to the data and might not be able to calculate by exactly how much they need to adjust their print runs like Hasbro does. So when Hasbro adjusts it right and lowers it the right way, and all these competitors are increasing their print runs or keeping them the same because they're not really aware of it, because they're not tracking the data properly, those lose collectability and those players come into Magic. What did we see post-COVID? We saw that Hasbro not adjusting the numbers fast enough, overprinting, oversupply, prices crash, and players of Magic feeling that collectability has been lost, and they left to the competitors. That's obviously it's not a good thing. We want it to go the other way, right? Let's go in reverse. So, what's the other important thing for Hasbro? Understanding that LGSs create long-term players, right? Long-term memories, and Amazon does it. That's not to say that, oh, Hasbro should stop selling on Amazon. No, I think Hasbro should continue to sell on Amazon, but just know which products to place where, right? There is a value in LGSs, and it's something that Hasbro needs to provide that is more than just box toppers, right? Like if you buy a collector box at LGS, you'll get a box topper, right? But there has to be something more, something that's not related to the price, something that brings new players in, or players from other competitions, or from crossovers, right? From like similar sectors like gamers or whatever. I don't have a great idea on that. I'll think about it, but I just think that there has to be some sort of promotion, cross-branding happening at LGSs, maybe a tournament game with packs available for Magic or something to like just, I don't know, we have to be creative, right? Think about a way that LGSs can host something that doesn't really have to be specific or anything special. It just has to happen concurrently when other big things are happening at the LGSs for not necessarily competitors, but like just different sectors, like gaming or comics or whatever, something to cross over a little bit more. So learn from the mistakes, right? Aftermath, super small print runs, set size of 50. Stuff like anything below, I think anything below a set size of 150, arguably 200, should just go straight to either Secret Lair or an LGS. Just pick one and send it there. Because, and I think the large print runs should still stay on Amazon and Walmart and Target, right? Because the small, when the set size is small and you have a smaller print run, you can target those LGSs and make it an LGS exclusive or a Secret Lair exclusive or maybe both. And it does never really worked well when you could see it on Amazon getting dumped and there's a smaller set size and there was less enthusiasm to start with. So I don't really like that. I think they should separate it, and I think they're doing it a little bit better, but we'll see. Reinvest and diversify, right? Magic has a high quality online game, right? It's a perfect crossover. They should have had that for, years and years and years, but it's good that they have it now. But what else do they need? Maybe like a movie or a show, right? Like how many of y'all have seen the Fallout show? How many of y'all have seen the Dungeons & Dragons movie? Those are great, right? I think Magic can have something like that. Obviously, it can't just be about people playing cards, but Dungeons & Dragons wasn't people just sitting at a table, right? So there's creativeness. I'm not a movie director, but I know it can be done, and I think it's a good avenue to do. Just think about what are the things that you do every day, right? What are the things that you find yourself doing in your life that could have a Magic aspect to it? For me, I think I read books to my children, Magic the Gathering kids books, right? Like me, I don't really read adult books. I'm so busy with work and all this other stuff. I don't really have and this video stuff. I don't really have time to just go and read some big old book. And I think that's very niche, right? I don't think a lot of people do that, but kids books, right? Something that you can share an experience with your kid that doesn't necessarily have to be like opening packs or anything like that. That's it, or playing with the cards, something like a story or an experience, and kid friendly. I mean, we've seen Cute to Brute, Secret Lair. Check out the art style on Cute to Brute. It's all like colorful and kid friendly and all that. Like it can totally be done. Little walkers, right? The Secret Lair little walkers, where they're all like, they sort of look like little bobbleheads and they're all like, colorful and cute. That could be in kids' books. Maybe a phone app, right? Some kind of phone app. I'm not sure if it should be a deck building app or a story app or like something to listen to, or I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out there, throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. But just stuff that we do with our families, something that Magic could have a part of. that is not too obstructive and obtuse, right? I don't want to see, you know, magic in my food, like I'm taking a bite of spaghetti and I'm freaking chewing on a card, like not to where it's obstructive, but like just something normal, right? A kid's books or a show or something on the phone. But let me know what you all think, right? Put your comments down, and I'll think about them, maybe make a response, and you know, some of the really good ideas I see, because I think that's the way that Hasbro can, you know, find more players and get more crossovers, as long as they retain the collectability and adjust the print runs when the market lowers and then increase it when the market goes up, and just do everything accordingly. They will slowly but surely build the feeling of success and collectability in the players, and more people will see that trust, and it'll grow by word of mouth, and it'll grow by these crossovers, and I think it'll be good for everybody, right? So hope you all have a good one.